You hear Chris Fields in the corner. Oh, it's a huge kick, and it's over!
Ian Garry, a rising star in the UFC, has all the makings of a future champion. His skills are well-rounded, and he has the drive to succeed. However, his personal life seems to be overshadowing his career, as rumors swirl about his wife being manipulative, only wanting him for his money and fame. Despite their attempts to defend themselves, it only adds fuel to the fire. People can't stop talking about how she wrote a how-to book on being a wag and how Ian took her last name, leading the media to call him a cuck and a victim. But is there more to this story than meets the eye? Is Ian truly being controlled, or is there a deeper story behind their unconventional relationship? Let's dive in. Ian Garry was born on November 17, 1997 in Dublin, Ireland. Growing up, Ian Garry was largely inspired by fellow Irishman Conor McGregor to pursue dreams of becoming a fighter. In February of 2019, Ian made his professional debut at Cage Warriors 101. At this promotion, he met his future wife, Layla Machado, where she was working as a TV host for parts of the promotion. Layla Machado, now better known as Layla Anna Lee, was born on March 22, 1983, to a Brazilian mother and English father. For most of her career, she worked as a television presenter, with her most notable appearances being from the 2012 Olympics and the 2014 Brazil World Cup. She eventually transitioned over to the MMA scene and became a presenter at Cage Warriors. Ian continues his Cage Warriors career and eventually becomes the welterweight champion at Cage Warriors. On November 6, 2021, he finally made his UFC debut. He has an amazing start to his career where he wins 6 fights in a row. Just as the future is looking bright, Ian gets into big controversies surrounding his personal life. In November of 2023, the YouTuber who goes by the MMA Guru posted a video about a book that Layla Anna Lee had published in 2010. The book, titled How to Be a Wag, caused significant discourse online about how the topic of the book objectifies women into being mere accessories to their athlete partners and how to teach women to be manipulative. This opened the floodgates, causing people to dig up all the rest of the couple's dirty laundry and critique their relationship through a distorted lens. Many brought up their significant age gap to support their beliefs of this strange power dynamic between the 40-year-old woman and the 26-year-old man. This means that by the time Layla published her book at the age of 27, Ian was only 13 years old. Discussions online built traction and eventually reached other UFC fighters who started to form their own opinions on the topic.
Yeah, I walked in. If I didn't know you, I would never know that the world champions are
Exactly. The difference is with Ian was that when he comes in, he brings his camera with him, bring like his girlfriend with him. He's late to the sessions. There's a lot going on, you know. So the coaches and the team decided that, like, we wish you out in your journey, but your culture doesn't fit our culture, and that's the third gym now. He's been kicked off.
Most significantly, Sean Strickland expressed concern for Ian, wanting to help him get through what seemed like a manipulative situation.
Guys, I never talk about anybody's spouses, but this shit ain't right. It ain't fucking right. I gotta talk about it. Ian Garry, I remember when I met you, dude. It was in New York. You were this fine-ass girl. She had the little nipple coverings. We all fucking seen it, right? Everybody fucking seen it. But I remember thinking to myself, there ain't something right about that girl. There's something about that woman that ain't fucking right. The way she walked, the way she looked, the way she talked, I knew it. Now I'm finding out you're 26, she's fucking 40, the ex-fucking husband lives with you, you took the last name. Motherfucker, she wrote a book on how to be a wag. I didn't know what a wag was until now, dude. This shit ain't right, dude. She's a succubus. You gotta run away, bro. Hot girls are a dime a dozen. We'll get you one, we'll get you ring girls, we'll get you 2 at the same time, bro. You gotta pull the ripcord, man. It ain't fucking right, my friend. You gotta pull that fucking ripcord. I'm here for you, the making news here for you. Do the right things, Ian Garry. Fucking pull that fucking ripcord.
He even reached out personally through DMs, which through both the surprise of Sean and fans alike was met with threats of suing him for character defamation. This led to the media and Sean himself to criticize Ian for his immature reaction to the situation.
And this motherfucker, he says, I'm gonna sue you if you don't fucking delete that. You're gonna sue me, motherfucker. He said that I was lying. I ain't lying. You are 26. She is 40. She wrote a fucking book on how to be old and be with a young athlete. I ain't fucking lying, bro. This is factual. And Ian Garry, I don't give a fuck about being sued. You think I give a fuck about that? You want me to respect you. You say that I'm gonna go fucking to Bass Pro Shop, wherever the fuck you go, I'm gonna go buy a 9, I'm gonna handle this like a man. I would have respected that. I don't fucking respect that. But hey, I fucking expect nothing else from a man like you.
While all this was happening, Ian still had a fight booked for UFC 296 in December of 2023. Fans were intrigued to see what would occur at this press conference. Leading up to fight week, discussions about Ian's strange behavior with his wife continued on social media. Even fellow fighter Colby Covington, who was headlining UFC 296, commented about Ian's behavior, calling him Ian the Cuck Garry.
Ian the Cuck Garry? Man, who would take the last name of their wife's ex-husband and put it as your own last name? Oh my gosh, what a cuck.
This nickname was further supported by more information netizens were digging up, including allegations of Layla's ex-husband Richard Cullen living with a couple and even working as Ian's nutritionist. Fans also expressed concern as they realized Richard had put Ian on a vegan diet, while not being vegan himself, which can be concerning as the sport Ian is in often requires a healthy diet that is often very protein rich. This all led to significant stress and pressure to build up on Ian, and right at the peak of everyone's anticipation, Ian Garry suddenly pulled out of Media Day in the week of UFC 296, claiming he suddenly got pneumonia. With the strange timing of this all, fans didn't believe this random sickness.
Look at this. There we go. Ian, obviously, this week, talk us through the situation that you found yourself in this week. Firstly, how's the health?
I can barely breathe. It's upsetting, it's irritating, it's annoying, because you guys know I love to fight more than anything, and I've never pulled out of a fight, I've never had to be in this situation, but here we are, and we'll deal with it the way we deal with everything, the best in the world.
After this, fans were almost absolutely sure that Ian was faking his sickness, as a common symptom of pneumonia is the inability to talk with as much ease as he displayed in the call. Hypercritical viewers also noticed a part of the clip where the voice of a woman is heard, leading some to believe that his wife was next to him, telling him exactly what to say on call. Despite this, the fight was unfortunately cancelled with no attempts to rebook. As time went on, Ian was eventually scheduled for his next fight against Geoff Neal. In an interview with Ariel Helwani, when asked about his personal life, specifically about the allegations against him and his wife, it seemed as though Ian was reading off a transcript. Netizens took this strange interaction to further prove that Ian has no agency and likely accuse his wife of directing what he should say about the situation. Although the interview was supposed to be Ian's opportunity to clear the air and debunk the rumors, it only led to more chaos and accusation by fans. As of January 2024, the general consensus of the public remains to be that Ian is an unrespectable cuck, and his wife is pulling the strings of everything terrible happening in his life. However, we would like to offer a different perspective on things. Despite the constant threats and backlash these two have received, they have both responded to most of the major accusations.
Looking at the hate, without a doubt, the biggest thing that I've done wrong is age. I've gotten older, I've had a birthday every year, and that's fucking disgusting.
In response to people's opinion about her book, Layla has responded, asserting that at the time she wrote the book, she was working for a gossip magazine that wrote mostly satirical and lighthearted articles for women.
On to truth number 2, and this one's the big reveal. I wrote a book called How to Be a Wag. I hardly call myself an author of an 11-page audible-only satire story that was written in 2010.
Even when you search How to Be a Wag book on Google, the generative AI clearly states that the book is satirical. In addition, the book is only 21 total pages and does not teach women how to actually manipulate athlete men into becoming their spouse. Another allegation the two have addressed was about Layla's ex-husband, Richard Cullen. Many have expressed confusion and discomfort about how Richard is still weirdly involved in their lives, acting as Ian's nutritionist and even living with the two. Layla had responded, clearly stating that this rumor was absolutely baseless and untrue.
Some bullshit things that people have been saying, that my ex-husband lives with us. No, he doesn't. And no, he never has. You're just making that up, inventing it completely. The idea that my current husband Ian took my ex-husband's name. Wild. I'm pretty sure most of you listening to that going, surely not. Surely nobody believed that. And a lot of the things I saw were people saying, this can't be true. You know, when it feels like it can't be true, it's probably not.
In addition, Ian himself responded to the reason why he adopted Layla's last name, clearly stating that it was for her son.
There's a deeper meaning behind the reason why I have the name. It's because my wife has a child prior to our marriage, and we're about to have a child, and I don't want our 2 little boys, who are going to be brothers, not being connected.
So yes, the relationship is a bit weird and unconventional, but many of the accusations against them are taken out of context. But now what? Does this mean that they are completely innocent victims of the media and that we should see them in a positive light now? Well, not exactly. Ian Garry has always been a disliked individual in the public eye. Many MMA fans find his attitude and behavior off-putting, comparing himself to Conor McGregor with little justification. But the biggest issue with Ian Garry is his hypocrisy. He loves to dish out trash talk and antics, but when they come back at him, he struggles to handle it. On UFC 292, where Ian faced Neil Magny, Magny joked that he would whoop Garry like his own son. In response, Garry repeatedly took this joke out of context and accused him of child abuse, claiming that Magny beats his kids during media week.
There is no fucking right to ever put your hand on a kid.
This not only affected their fight, but also had real-world consequences for Magny. This eventually led him to losing complete custody over his children in a legal battle. It's clear that Garry can't expect to dish out this kind of behavior without facing consequences himself. Ultimately, it is the responsibility of viewers to form their own beliefs about Ian and Layla's situation. Whether they view Ian as a cuck or Layla as a manipulator, and whether they believe the backlash they receive is deserved or unfair, it is crucial to approach the situation with an educated and balanced perspective. This means not blindly accepting everything seen on the internet, but rather considering sources and understanding that there are often complexities and personal nuances at play in people's lives. In summary, we should use critical thinking when forming opinions based on internet information. Comment below your opinions on this situation.